This is the Roulette Master, and I just received an email from a guy who calls himself Lone Wolf, and he said he has a grinded out roulette system that works fantastic, and I can't wait to share it with you. I've never seen a progression that works this way, and it's going to be down in the description as well. But let's go ahead and jump right into this, and I'm going to share with you everything you need to know to make money with this roulette system. So we're going to start with, let's play, this is a follow the winner system, so we'll start with red 420. You can see we're at even right now, and let's spin, and I'm going to cover everything as we play through this. Okay, that's a win. So we go to a second $20 bet if we win. So we're going to be on red again, 420. Okay, here we go. That's a win. So now we're going to go from 20 to 30. This is going to be our first of two $30 bets. Okay, so we won at 20, we won at 20, so we're up $40, and now we're betting at 30. And we got another win. Fantastic. Okay, so if we had lost on that first $30 bet, we would have gone back 2 spots. But since we now are on to the second $30 bet, if we lose, we're only going back 1 spot. So I'll show you how that works here in a second. So we lost on the second $30 bet, which means now we're only going back 1 spot to the first $30 bet. And we're on black now because we're playing follow the winner. And we're on the first $30 bet. Okay, we got the win. So now we're on to that second $30 bet again, and we're still on black. And we're up $70. Fantastic. Here we go. That's another win. All right. Okay, so now we're going to move up from $30 to $40. We're still on black because we're playing follow the winner. Let's check our balance. We're up $100. And if we lose on the first of these $40 bets, we're going to go back 2 spots. And we did lose. If we had gone to the second $40 bet and lost, we would have gone back 1 spot. So we're going to go back from 40. We're going to pass the second 30 bet and go back to the first 30 bet. So now we'll be on red for 30. We're up $60. Here we go. This is the first $30 bet. And that's a loss. If you lose on one that is the first of 2, you go back 2 again. So that means we go from 30 past the second 20 bet and back to the first 20 bet. So we're on black for 20. And we're up $30, and let's spin. So it starts out 20, 20, 30, 30, 40, 40, 60, 60, and then goes on, and all the bets will be in the description. That is a win, so we're on to our second $20 bet now, and we're up $50. Let's spin. And Lone Wolf says this is a grinded out system that works fantastic. So let's see how it continues to work for us. And we won again, so now we're back to that first $30 bet. And we're on black for $30. Here we go. And that's a win. So we're on to the second $30 bet. Again, if we had lost on the first 30, we would have went back 2 spots. But this next one, anytime it's the second of a bet number, and you lose, you only go back 1 spot. So here we go. Let's see what happens. Okay, we lost, so we're going to only go back 1 spot, and that's because that was the second $30 bet. So we're on the first $30 bet now, and let's spin. Here we go. All right. That's a 32 red. Okay, so now we're back to the second $30 spin. And here we go. Let's try to work our way up this ladder. Let's see what we get here. And that's another win. So we're going back up to 40 again. But again, if we, and we're playing follow the winner. If we lose on the first $40 bet, we go back 2 spots. If we lose on the second $40 bet, we go back 1 spot. So we're on the first $40 bet, and let's spin. Okay, that's a 16 red. All right, that's a good one. So now we're on to the second $40 bet. And we'll check our balance after this one. All right, fantastic. Okay, so now we're on from 40 to 60. and we're up $210. We're still on red. Here we go. We're moving up that ladder. This is the first $60 bet. If we lose here on the first one, we'll go back 2 spots. But if we had lost on the second $60 bet, we would have only gone back 1 spot. So we're going to go the first 60 past the second 40 back to the first 40. And here we go. And let's spin. So if you lose on the first of a number, you go back 2. If you lose on the second of a number, you go back 1. That's a win. So now we're going to be on our second $40 bet. We're currently up $190, and let's spin. Here we go. And that's a win. So we're back up to the first $60 bet. And let's place that. So we have a $60 bet on black now. If we lose it, since it's the first $60 bet, we will go back 2. So we'll go back 2 after that loss. So we'll go past the second $40 bet back to the first $40 bet. And here we go. We're up 170, and we have our first $40 bet on red. Okay, that's a loss. So since it was the first $40 bet that lost, we go back 2. That goes back to the first $30 bet on black. All right, so here we go. Let's spin. So we're on the first $30 bet. That's a 12 red. Since we lost on the first $30 bet, we go back 2, and that brings us back to our first $20 bet, which is where we started. Okay, so we're up 100. Let's go ahead and spin. Let's see if we can work our way back up that ladder again. Here we go. That's a win. So we're on to our second $20 bet on red. And here we go. Yeah, Lone Wolf says this is a grinded out system, but he loves it. And I hope you guys really like it as well. So that's a 34 red. And we won on the second $20 bet. We're on to the first $30 bet. Let's check our balance. We're up 140. First $30 bet. See what we get here. That is a loss. So we're going to go back 2 because we're on the first of 2 $30 bets. So we go back to the original $20 bet, and we're on black now. Followed the winner. Let's see what we get here. That's a win. So we're on to our second $20 bet. And let's spin. See if we can get a win and move on to 30. And we did. So we're on to the first $30 bet now. Okay. Let's check our balance. We're up 150. This is our first $30 bet. Okay, that's a 15 black. That's a win. Now we're on to our second $30 bet. And let's spin. See what we get here. And that's a loss. So since we lost on our second $30 bet, we only go back 1. If it's the second of a certain number bet, then you only go back 1. So we're going to go back to the original $30 bet, and we'll stay on black. Since we'll just act like the green, whatever was before the green will be what we bet on. So we're on our first $30 bet now. That's a 27 red. Okay, so now we lost on the first of a number, so we go back 2. That takes us back to the original $20 bet. We're up 120, and let's see what we get here on red. That's a loss, so we'll stay at 20. And we'll switch to black because we're playing Follow the Winner. We're up $100, and let's spin. Here we go. Okay, that's a 16 red. That's a loss, so we'll switch back to red. And we're still at 20 at base level. Here we go. Let's see if we can work back up that ladder. We got it 1 win. So now we'll go to our second $20 bet and spin. And let's see if we can get a win and move on to 30. We did. So we're on to our first $30 bet now. We're still on red. We're up 120. And let's spin. Here we go. That's a 32 red. That's a win. We're on to our second $30 bet now. All right, and we are up 150. All right, here we go. So if we lose this one, we only go back one because it's the second of two 30s. So we only go back one to the first $30 bet, and we switch to black. And we're up 120. Let's go ahead and spin. We're on the first 30, and here we go. That's a 19 red. Okay, since we lost on the first of the two 30s, we go back two to the first 20, and we're up 90. Let's go ahead and spin, and we're playing Follow the Winner still, so we're on red. That's a win, so we're on to our second $20 bet now on red, and let's spin. Let's see if we can get a win and go back up to 30 and climb that ladder. And we did, so we're back to that first $30 bet again, and we're up 130. $30 on red, Follow the Winner. Let's see if we can get a win here. Okay, we did, so we're on to our second $30 bet now. And again, once you make it to the second bet, if you lose, you only go back one. If you lose on the first one, you go back two. And that's a loss. Since we're on the second, though, we only go back one spot to the 30. And we switch to black because we're playing Follow the Winner. We're up 130. And let's spin. Okay, that's a 21 red. Okay, so since that was the first 30, we go back two spots to the first 20, and we'll be on red. And we're up 100. Let's go ahead and spin. Here we go. That's a 20 black. That's a loss. We'll switch to black and stay on 20. This is a $2,000 bankroll system. And here we go. That's a 16 red. Okay, we'll switch back to red for 20. And we're up $60. Let's see if we can get things going again here. All right, that's a win. So we're on to our second $20 bet. And this starts out 20, 20, 30, 30, 40, 40, 60, 60, 80, 80. And the rest of them will be in the description for sure. Okay, there we go. And all right, so now we'll move on to 30. We'll be on red. We're up 100, and let's spin. Okay, we lost on the first 30, so we go back two. So we'll be on black for 20. We're up $70, and let's spin. Here we go. That's a 3 red. That is a loss, so we will switch to red and go back to 20. And let's spin. Here we go. Okay, that's a 9 red. That's a win, so we go to our second $20 bet again and spin. Then we'll check our balance after this one. See if we can move on to 30 again. Move up that ladder, but we did not. We lost. So we go back to 20 and we switch to black. And temporarily, now we're only up $50, but that's okay. We're going to grind it out, just like Lone Wolf said. And that's a double zero, though. That's not good. So when you hit a zero or a double zero, you just go with the color from before. So that means we'll be on black for 20. Still playing Follow the Winner. And here we go. Ooh, that's a loss, though. That's a 5 red. So we'll switch to red, stay on 20. And now we're cycling down a little bit. We're up $10. Let's see if we can get on a streak and move back up there again. There's a 1 red. Okay, so we'll do a second $20 bet on red. Let's see if we can work our way up that ladder. Here we go. That's a loss, though. We're back to the first 20. And we'll be on black for 20. Here we go. Let's see what we get here. And that's another loss. So we're still on 20, but we'll go to red. You can see now we're minus 10. We need to go on another run here. And we basically want to have the patience with this system to play until you move up the ladder a long ways and then cash out. And you need patience for that. And now we'll have 20 on black. And his ladder goes up a long ways. However, If you went up even a quarter to half the way up the ladder, you'd be doing fantastic. So we lost again. We'll be back on red. And let's spin. Here we go. All right, that's a 14 red. I think that's a win. So we'll have a second $20 bet on red. And let's spin. And it really pays off if you have a long color streak with this. But let's switch to black now because we lost. We're minus 50, but we can go on another run again here. Let's move up that ladder. Here we go. We lost again though, so we're going back to red for 20. Okay, so we're minus 70. And just hang in there. Again, he says, the Lone Wolf says that this grinded out system requires patience. So let's have some patience. We still have a $2,000 bankroll, and we're switching to black for 20. But after playing this a while, I don't think you really need a $2,000 bankroll. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. It seems like a system you could play with far less. And that's a loss. So we will switch to red for 20. And let's spin. Here we go. Okay, that's double zero. That's not good. So we'll stay on red for 20. And let's spin. Then we'll check our balance again. And this also goes to show you when you're up really good like we were at the beginning and you're at the casino, cash out while you're up. And we got a win there. So let's go to our second $20 bet on red. Let's see if we can get a nice color streak going. But we did not there. We're back to black, and let's switch to black for 20. And we're minus 130. But again, we still have a $2,000 bankroll. But again, I don't think you need that much. Let's keep playing and see how this works. So we have our first win on black. We're going to go to the second $20 bet. And let's spin. That's a 28 black. Okay, so now we're on to 30 on black. And I think the only reason this progression is so long is just in case you got a ton of one color in a row, you would be able to keep going up that ladder and make a ton of money. So we're on to our second $30 bet now on black. For instance, if there were 20 in a row black, you'd want to keep going up this ladder and keep making money. That's a loss there though. So since we lost on the second $30 bet, we only go back one and we'll be on red for 30. If we had lost on the first $30 bet, we would have went back 2 spots. And let's spin. That's a 26 black. That's a loss. So since we lost on the first 30, now we're back to the first 20. We go back 2 spots. Now we're on black, follow the winner for 20. And that's a loss. That's a 5 red. Okay, so now we're going to switch to red 420 and spin. And we need a nice long color streak here. There's a 23 red. That's a win. So we'll go to our second 20. And just so you guys know, it starts out 20, 20, 30, 30, 40, 40, 60, 60, 80, 80, 120, 120. So, all right, there's a win. All right, so we'll go up to 30 and spin. This is the first $30 bet. Ooh, that's a loss though. Since it was the first one, we go back 2 spots. Now we're on black for 20. And let's spin. We need to go on a nice run here. Okay, that's a win. That's a 17 black. So we'll go to our second $20 bet on black. And let's see if we can get a streak going here. Ooh, another loss. Okay, so we're going to be back to red for 20. And let's spin. Okay, that's a 10 black. That's a loss. And another thing you can do, you don't have to play follow the winner. You could play opposite color as well. That way if it goes red, black, red, black, red, black, you'll clean up. So that's up to you. And we'll be on black for 20 here. And let's spin. So if you sense that it's about to go that way, you can mix it up. But I'm glad we stuck with what we were doing. And now we're on our second $20 bet on black. Because, you know, just the moment that you change it up is when it bites you usually. And but there's another loss on red. And we'll be on red for 20 now. But if you do start to sense that it's going to switch, go ahead and give it a try if you trust your instincts. But we're going to stick with this for today's, and now we're on our second $20 bet on red. Let's see if we can work up this ladder and make some money. But we lost again, so we're going back to black. 420, and let's spin, then we'll check our balance. He said you do need patience. This is a grinded out system, and I don't think it needs near the bankroll that he put on there. I don't think you need the 2,000, but let's go back to red for 20. Let's see how much we're down. We're down 170 out of 2,000, which isn't bad. We just need to go on a nice run, and that's a 10 black. We lost, so we'll go black for 20 and spin. It goes 20, 20, 30, 30, 40, 40, 60, 60, 80, 80, 120, 120, and 160, 160. Okay, let's go black again for 20. Second $20 bet. That's a loss. We're going back to red for 20. All right, here we go. All right, let's spin. We need to go on a nice color run here. That's a 30 red. So now we're on our second $20 red bet. And let's see if we can get a color streak. And we did not. So it's a 6 black. It's going back and forth a lot, getting choppy. So now we'll be on black for 20. And here we go. And we got it. Let's go to our second $20 bet on black. And let's start a long color streak here. Let's go ahead and move up this ladder. And we did. So we're up to 30 again. Fantastic. First $30 bet. So again, if you lose on the first 30, you go back 2 spots. If you lose on the second 30, you go back 1 spot. But we lost on the first 30, so we're going all the way back 2 spots. Now we'll be on red for 20. We're minus 180. And he's right, you do need patience for this. So let's hang in there and see how this performs over this larger sample size. So we'll be on black for 20 now. And let's spin. That's a 19 red. Okay, we'll go red for 20. And hopefully it doesn't go super choppy. And if we get the feeling that it might, then we can switch it up. So I think it is going to go super choppy. Let's go ahead and switch it. So now let's go opposite color. Let's go red for 20. And let's see what happens here. Ooh, and then it switches back to black. Okay. We better go back to what we were doing before. I tried it once. So let's go black for 20, back to fall of the winter. And then it goes red. Oh my goodness. That's why you don't try that, guys. But you never know. Sometimes it works out for you to try to change up the trend. And that's a 21 red. Okay, now we got to win. Let's go second $20 bet on red. And let's get a long color streak going. Okay, we got 2 in a row. So now we're going to 30. Our first $30 bet, which again, if you lose, you go back 2 spots instead of the 1 for the second 30. And there's a loss. That's a 26 black. So let's go black for 20. We're minus 270. And things aren't going great now, but let's go ahead and keep playing and have some patience here like Lone Wolf says. And let's go back to red for 20. And let's grind this thing out. Here we go. That's a 4 black, and now it's going choppy. So let's go ahead and switch it again. Let's see if it'll go choppy for a long ways. Let's go 20 red and go opposite color for a little bit. Okay, and it worked that time. So now we're on our second $20 bet, and we're going to do opposite color. And we'll be on black now for 20. All right, so now it is going choppy. So let's stick with it, and we'll be on a $30 bet now on red. And let's see what we get here. All right, fantastic. So it's going real choppy. And we're going to be on our second $30 bet. Again, if you lose on the second one, you only go back one spot. And here we go. Ooh, that's a black 17. Oh, I actually messed the bet up there. Sorry, guys. So we'll be back at the first $30 bet for red. And I messed that bet up. That would have been nice. And it continued to stay choppy. So we'll go back to the second $30 bet again. And man, that would have been fantastic if we had kept moving forward. I just made a mistake there. If you make a mistake, just jump right back on board and keep going. That's a 21 red. Okay, and it ended. So since that was the second 30, we'll go back to the first $30 bet. And let's go ahead and stay choppy here. So let's go black 430. And we're minus 270. Let's see if we can go on a run. That's a 33 black. Okay, so now we'll be on that second $30 bet again. We'll be on red. Since we switched it up from follow the winner to betting opposite. And there's a 23 red. That's good. So now we'll be on to a $40 bet on black. And let's spin. Ooh, that's a 1 red though. So we'll be, since we lost on the first $40 bet, we go back to the first $30 bet, back 2 spots. And let's go ahead and go back to follow the winner here. So we'll be on 30 red. Let's see if we can get a long color streak. Ooh, went choppy again. Okay, so we'll stick with follow the winner again. Let's go back to 20 on black, and just haven't got the same momentum that we had early on with this. And that's a 6 black. We're on to our second $20 bet on that, and here we go. This definitely is a grinded out system. And we were up a lot early, and we could have cashed out with some good money. So we're going to keep playing, though, and hope that this continues to, hopefully we get a nice streak like we did at the beginning. And here we go. That's a 2 black. That's a loss, so we'll go back to 20 on black. We're minus 300. We still have 1,700 in the bankroll, though, so I don't think you need a $2,000 bankroll, because we've had some pretty bad luck, and we're still, have tons of bankroll left. So let's go back to red for 20, and let's continue to have some patience here and grind it out. Okay, that's a 25 red. All right, let's go second $20 bet on red. See if we can climb that ladder. There we go. Now we're going to go up to 30. Spin at 30. Here we go. All right, we got it. We're on to our second $30 bet. And spin. Let's move up that ladder. All right, so now we're going up to 40. Okay, here's our first $40 bet. Okay, we got it. We're on to our second $40 bet now. All right, let's go ahead and spin. That's a loss, but we're only going to go back 1 because that was the second $40 bet. So we'll still be on 40, the first $40 bet. There we go. Ooh, that's a red 25. So that takes us from the first $40 bet back to the first $30 bet, and we're back to red. Here we go. Ooh, and it went black. Okay, so now we're back to the first $20 bet, because it goes back to if you're on the first of the number. Now we're on black for 20, and let's spin. Okay, we got that. So we're on to our second $20 bet. Okay, we're at minus 270. And let's see if we can go on a run again. And we got it. So we're on to the second, or the first $30 bet on black. And spin. Here we go. Okay, that's a loss. Since it was the first 30, we go back 2 spots back to the first 20. We're on red for 20. Here we go. We got it. So we're on to the second $20 bet on red. And let's see if we can get some red numbers. Okay, that's a win. We're on to our first 30 now. Okay, so $30, first bet of 30 on red. We're minus 240. And we lost. So since we are on the first 30, we go back 2 spots to the original $20 bet, and we're on black. We're trying to have some patience here, and let's see if it pays off. That's a 13 black. Okay, we'll go to our second 20 on black. Here we go, and let's spin. And that's a double zero. That's no good. So we're back to the original 20. We'll still be on black. And we're minus 270. Let's spin. We've been sitting around there for a while. We need to make some money. That's a 14 red. So now we're back to red for 20. Here we go. That's a 6 black. That's a loss. So we will be on black for 20 now. And I do see if you got a really long color streak, you could make a lot of money in a hurry. But let's see, we'll be on our second 20 now on black. Because it goes 20, 20, 30, 30, 40, 40, 60, 60, 80, 80, 120, 120, 160, 160. So we're back to that original 20 on red. So if you did win, say you had 10 in a row of one color, you would clean up. And that's a 35 black. And that definitely happens. So I've seen it a lot of times. I'm sure you guys have as well. We're at minus 330 right now, though. And there's a win on black. So we're going up to the second $20 bet on black. Let's see if we can get 10 in a row of a color. Let's see how much it would pay us. And but it already hit red, so we're going back there. And here we go. And let's spin. Okay, that's a 30 red. So let's go second $20 bet on red. Let's see if we can get a win and move up to 30, move up that ladder. There we go. Now we're going to go up to 30. All right, first $30 bet on red. There we go. Now we're on to our second $30 bet. Okay. Let's go ahead and spin. Let's get a win on this second $30 bet. All right. Now we're going up to 40. Now we're talking. All right, let's spin at 40. There we go. Now we're on to our second $40 bet. All right, here we go. Ooh, that's a loss though. So we go back to the first $40 bet. Since we lost on the second, we only go back 1 spot. So we'll be on black for 40. Here we go. Ooh, that's another loss. So we go from the first $40 bet back to the first $30 bet, and we'll be on red again. Let's spin. And that's a black. So now we go from the first 30 back to the first 20. We just fell off a cliff there. We're at minus 300. And still have $1,700 left in the bankroll, though. So again, I think that $2,000 is too much, and I think you could probably play this with a $500 bankroll and be just fine. Will be our second $20 bet on black now. Okay, we got it. So we're moving on to 30. And I wouldn't mind 10 in a row black numbers right now. That would be awesome. But we lost that one. So since we lost on the first of 2 bets, we go back 2 spots to 20, the first $20 bet. And we're on red for 20. Okay, we got it. So we'll go to the second $20 bet on red. Let's spin. Here we go. And that's a loss. Okay, so we'll go back to black for 20. We're just not making up too much ground right now. It is a grinded out system, but we've had a lot of patience, and we still, haven't really made a jump yet. But we got a win there, so let's stick with it. We'll be another 20 on black. I will say though, we've had lots of losses, and we haven't lost a ton compared to some other systems. So that's why I don't think you need that massive bankroll. But we lost there again. We'll be back on red for 20. We're at minus 290. We've been sitting there for a while. And let's spin. That's a 25 red. Okay, we're on to the second $20 bet on red. Here we go. Okay, we got it. So we're moving up to 30. We're at minus 250. First $30 bet. Okay, we got that. We're on to our second $30 bet. And let's spin. All right, so we're on to 40 now. First $40 bet, and we're spinning. We lost that one. So since we lost on the first $40 bet, we go back 2 spots to the first $30 bet, and we'll be on black for 30. We're at minus 230 right now. We need some black numbers now. And we lost that one, so we're switching back to red. And again, if you let's go ahead and do chop one more time just so you guys know how to do that. So let's go black for 20, and we'll play opposites to close it out here and see if we can get some choppy numbers. Okay, there's the 28 black, so the chop happened. So now we switch back to red, and now we'll be on 30 for red. We'll see if we can ride the chop. And we got it. So now we'll be on to that second $30 bet on black. And let's see how far we can ride the chop. But we got a 5 red. So we lost on the second $30 bet. That means that we're going back to the first 30, only back 1 spot. So let's be on black for 30 and spin. See if we can continue the chop. Okay, we got that. Okay, so now we'll be on 30 again on red. If we get this, we'll go back up to 40 again. Ooh, that's a loss there though on 17 black. So we're back to the first $30 bet because we only go back 1 spot because we lost on the second, not the first 30. So we'll be on red for 30, and let's spin. See if we can work our way up this ladder. That's a 26 black. And now it's starting to go against the chop. Since we lost on the first 30 there, we go all the way back to the first 20. And let's continue with the chop. See if it switches here. There we go. So then we'd go back to black if we're playing the chop. The chop basically just means that you're betting opposites, and before we were betting on what won. And that's a 10 black. That's a win. So now we'll go from 20 to 30, and we'll go to red and spin. I'd like to have a nice session here before we close out. There's a red. Fantastic. So we're going to the second 30 now on black. And let's spin. We lost that one. So we're going back to the first 30 now, and we'll be on black, betting opposite. Okay, we got it. So we're on to the second 30 again. We'd be on red, and we're minus 200. So we haven't really used much bankroll up, but let's see what we get here. That's a 35 black. Okay, so we'll be back to the first 30. We'll be on red, and let's spin. And there's a black. So since we lost on the first 30, we're going back to the first 20, and we'll be. Let's switch back. We'll close here, going back to the original follow the winner, just so you guys can see going back and forth. We'll be on black. Let's see if we can get a long color streak before we finish here. Okay, there's a win, so we'll go to the second 20. And we'll be on black for 20 again. If we win this, we'll go up to 30. There's a win, so we'll go up to 30. And we'll be on black, first $30 bet, minus 220. Here we go. There's a win. We're on to our second $30 bet. And let's spin. We win this, we'll go to 40. Ooh, that's a 0. That's not good. Okay, so we'll go back to the first 30 because we lost on the second $30 bet, which means we only go back one spot. And we're on the first 30. Let's spin. Okay, we got it. So we're on to the second 30 again. And we'll still be on black. Let's spin. If we win this, we'll go to 40. And we lost. So we'll go back to the first 30 again. And we'll be on red. Here we go. Back to follow the winner. I know we tried a little bit of choppiness. Now it's going choppy again. So since we lost on the first 30, that goes all the way back to the first 20. And here we go. But since we've had so many black numbers, probably should go back to red in the chop. So let's go 20 on red. You can do it either way, whatever works best for you. But the progression is the key. But it started out really well, and then we've just had a real tough time making profit since then. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. As always, we'll be on to that $30 bet now. I think that was our second 20 win. And here we go. That's a win, so we'll stick with the chop. We'll go second 30. And we'll be on red. We got it, so then we'll be on our first 40 on black. Here we go. Let's ride this out. Double 0. My goodness. Okay, so then we'll be back to that first 40, I think, and we'll be on black. Here we go. See if we can get a win here. We lost, we'll go back 2 spots to the first 30, and then we'll be on black if we're doing the chop. And here we go. That's a 25 red. We lost. So then we go all the way back 2 spots to the first 20, and we'll be on black if we're doing the chop. If we play follow the winner, we stay on the color that just hit. And there's follow the winner again. Looks like a streak is starting, so let's jump on the red for 20. And if we lose this one, let's close this out. And we did, so let's end the session there. We started out really well, but we didn't need that much bankroll. I mean, we don't need $2,000 bankroll with this. I think $500 would be plenty, which I think will please a lot of you. It is a grinded out system. We didn't really get down that much. We got up a lot early. We could have cashed out, and if you get up, that just tells you right here, if you get up with this system, cash out and take the money, because it is a grinded out system, like Lone Wolf was saying. So might take a while to get back up again, since it's it keeps you from losing a lot. It also it takes a good run to win a lot. However, it does go 20 20, 30 30, 40 40, 60 60, 80 80, 120 120, 160 160, 200 200, 300 300, 400 400. So if it did go on a crazy like 20 in a row of one color run, you would make a ton of money if you followed that all the way. But remember, the whole key to this, he says, is that if you're on the first bet, you go back 2 spots. If you're on the second bet of the same number, you go back 1 spot, and it is a grinded out system. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments as always. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. And I think you'll love this community of people, very smart people that know a lot about roulette. And they can answer a lot of your questions as well. And I'm sure they can learn a lot from you. So please subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and like the video if you enjoy the content. And this is the Roulette Master, and have a great day, everybody.